Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and today we are preparing Himalaya palm flowers. I'm here on Doro's farm and she has a Himalaya palm which we are waiting for to harvest soon, but right now it's fruiting, and unfortunately the fruits of the Himalaya palm are not the best palm fruits ever. Under this pergament skin there is a thin, sweet and tart flesh with slight date notes, but not really worth the effort, except if you are really bored. There are a lot of other uses for this palm. Of course, you can make fans from the leaves. You can make ropes and mats from those fibers. And you can eat the huge heart of palm. However, I'm afraid that Doro is gonna assassinate me if I kill her only Himalaya palm. So originally our plan was to wait until this palm here flowers and then harvest the flowers and eat them. But meanwhile, I managed to find another palm flowering very early. And by the way, how do I know that the flowers are edible? Soon after I published the Himalaya palm video, I randomly got a video in my feed, I think it was on Instagram, with some Chinese people cooking tree caviar. And it was basically the flowers in more or less this state, maybe 1 or 2 days later. But since I like fresh and young and tender stuff, I also took 2 much younger buds. Okay, so I've never cut this stuff before. I mean, it looks kinda nice. Let's see whether the stalk is... It's tender enough, but it's bitter. What about the young flower buds? Less bitter, more tart than bitter. So I guess I'll remove as much of the stalk as possible and just cut the flower buds. Also, those sheets seem to be pretty tough. It's a pity because it's a big stalk. But also I'm wondering, when I ate the heart of this thing at Lago Maggiore, it was not bitter. It was nice enough. Interesting. So in this Chinese clip they had slightly older ones, but let's see. This is less bitter. Less, but still too bitter. It kind of does look a bit like caviar or couscous or maybe millet. After over half an hour of steaming, color has changed a bit. A bit more tender. Reminds me of baby corn. There is still a little bit of bitterness. Mai, what do you think?
Okay, I will try. Yeah, it is still bitter.
But I think it's tender enough, and it's not too bitter.
The consistency changed.
So, yeah, stir frying it and mixing it with a couple other things, I think the bitterness will be sufferable. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, like, it's like fully okay, like the bitterness.
Ah well, those Asians.
No?
It looks like those stalks are the bitter part, while the flower buds are not so bitter. But how to separate all this? Would be nicer to remove them all, but look at that.
Ja, so macht sie es ja eigentlich auch ein bisschen.
Oh, okay. The Chinese video we watched before doing it ourselves, it seems they are doing the same thing. Oh, that looks like a ton of work. Maybe you have a sieve or something?
What?
Ein Sieb?
Ja, aber ich glaube, wie willst du es mit dem Sieb machen?
Naja, wenn es ein sehr grobes Sieb ist, könnte es klappen.
Also ich glaube, sie hat, du kannst ja noch mal in dem Video gucken, sie hat nicht alles abgemacht. Aber so zum Beispiel solche groben Dinger hat sie weggemacht.
Dann machen wir mal die groben Dinger grob weg.
Ich glaube, mit dem Sieb sind wir nicht schneller, da haben wir nur mehr Abwasch nachher.
Okay.
Warte, ich rühre noch mal, damit das Gemüse nicht einbricht. Sieht aus wie so eine Hirsepfanne.
Ja, wie Sorghum. We removed almost all of the stems. They're just a little bit more bitter, but they're also a bit more tough, so I guess it helps. And now it really looks like couscous or millet or sorghum or something like that. Very interesting. Also very nice. You're sure you want to make rice with this?
Nee.
It's already pretty grainy.
It's true.
I would say that. Yeah, I mean it's also technically almost a grass. I guess it's gonna be kind of slightly starchy. So the first try. Where do you have forks? Thank you so much. It looks good. Not bad, but there is still some bitterness and some tartness.
What is tart?
Tart is herb. I mean, they put a lot more water. They did it with a lot of oil and hot spices. Maybe that masked the taste. Eating huge amounts of it like this would be too much for me. What about you?
That's enough, one small portion, I think.
We separate the stuff into two different pots, and we plan to add some, well, first we add some water, and then we add some almond butter. Since I've never cooked with almond butter before. I'm really curious about that. Nice big spoonful of almond butter. And another one. And now what? Stir it?
Yes.
And then let it cook, I guess. So even before it starts boiling, Doro removes a little bit. And now let's try it with the almond butter. It's a little bit better.
But still, it's too bitter.
No, it's a bit too bitter to eat big amounts. Couple spoonfuls each time, okay? So maybe we really need to mix it, but it's improved already a little bit, right?
It's improved. Yeah, if you would add curry and something like that.
Yeah, mix it with mild tasting stuff and mix it with strong tasting stuff. Many things are a bit too much when they are dominating a dish, but now this is getting better already. I'm quite confident. So now we added some yacon root and boiled it a bit longer. And the stuff keeps its bitterness and tartness, but the more other stuff you add, the less dominant it is, and the more enjoyable the dish becomes. Adding dates, bananas. Yeah, we are quite creative. She is asking, we? No, Doro is quite creative. Okay, I admit it.
Fishing.
Who came up with eating the flowers in the first place, huh? Well, no, the Chinese video. And also curry. And also she added some more water. I thought it would rather be an Asian style oily stir fry, but it's more like a watery stir fry. Let's try it. Smells like curry and something sweet. Yeah. What shall I say? The less dominant it gets, the more palatable, yeah. You still taste the bitterness and tartness, but they're not such a big deal anymore, right?
It's perfect.
The second portion is done with a lot of oil and nothing else yet.
Und kannst du auch noch Salz dazu machen, gell?
Ah, yeah, true. She didn't salt it very much, but I didn't miss salt, no? Okay, now it's again a lot more bitter and a lot more tart than the other portion.
Ah,
We are basically back, maybe not
mit
to,
dem Oil.
yeah, maybe not to square one, but we are not as, it's not as palatable as our last result. Yeah, but it's back to where the other one was, so we must add a lot of things and then it's gonna work out. Doro caught me snacking on mulberries, so guess what our next ingredient is? Adding mulberries and bananas. What about apple?
Können wir auch noch ein bisschen
Yeah,
reinmachen.
anything to make it a bit milder.
Was ist denn eigentlich mit dem Walnusssaft?
Ja, muss ich noch schauen. We are doing here several different experiments at once. The palm flowers are just one of many. The hot apple is good. Is there somebody hot mulberry? Oh, you didn't give me a single mulberry.
No.
The apple and banana, they definitely add some nice sweetness and flavor, but the bitterness is still too dominant. Was this the almond butter that helped so much, or what was it?
Kann mir schon vorstellen.
Ja.
Und wahrscheinlich ist es auch echt, wir haben jetzt genug von dem Zeug. Sollten jetzt wahrscheinlich aufhören.
Yeah. Dora is still afraid I'm gonna poison her. Also, keine Experimente mehr? No more experiments? Okay.
Ich habe keine Angst, dass du mich vergiften willst. Ich denke nur, für so einen Körper ist es dann irgendwann mal genug an Experimenten.
So, folks, those were experiments with Himalaya palm flowers. Quite on the successful side, I would say. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful and incredibly fruit-rich Palms Gardens Experimentary Kitchens of Heidelberg. And of course, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.